Just waking up from a nice dream. Bitcoin pumping on a live stream. Smile shine brighter than a high beam. Ever seen live trading on a widescreen? Bitcoin showing you the steps to own it. We got the alpha, I bet you want it. I'm having fun, send a lecture on it. Randy, put a little extra on it.
It's mutable and decentralized. No censorship or hard cap supply. It's open source and we classify the blockchain secure, and that's exactly why. It's hard money with a new plan. It bounced a lot like this new jam. If Bitcoin dipped, then we ain't gon' trip. I'ma be bullish on you, fam.
I'm a Bitcoin bestie. You gotta love it. 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 I'm a Bitcoin bestie. You gotta love it.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Daily Zest. I'm your host, Randi Hipper, here today on a lovely Monday. I hope you had an absolutely splendid weekend. Apparently, the BIP 110 people did not, and the Clarity Schmarity Act did not have a good weekend either. We have a lot to discuss today. The tea is piping hot. There's also some controversy with Lightning Network. If you guys are ready for the Zest, the news, the education, please smash the like, subscribe, and share this out with friends so more people know what's going on here. We have a goal of 150 likes, 150 live viewers, and of course, a subscriber goal of 26,050. Let's keep going, guys. Keep subscribing and sharing this out. Also, thank you so much to Golden for 50 memberships. I spotted that out of the corner of my eye as I was going live, so thank you. Golden, stick around, please, because I would love to know your opinion on BIP 110. Golden has been around for a very long time, so I would love his opinion from a technical bro perspective. Guys, we have so much to uncover, so let me say good morning to you as you say good morning to me. Check out our two amazing sponsors of the show, Cake Wallet and Uphold. Guys, go sign up to Uphold, uphold.com/Randy, and download Cake Wallet because they are the safest place for your crypto as a hot wallet and with Lightning Network because there was, oh my God, the maxi grift, guys. It is done. It is clipped. And there's so much to break down here, so we're just going to get after it. So let's say good morning really quick. If you guys are on TikTok, then please go to YouTube and let's get after it, okay? We got Mike Volmer, we got Silver Days, Doge Bull, David Bulls, Jesse, Shadow, Black Hat, Rudy Poo. Oh my gosh, we also have an after show, a community after show today. I was so distracted this morning by the news. I was like, oh, I didn't even know what to throw in here today. It was so piping hot. Who else we got? We got Elric, good morning. We got Golden, of course. Thank you so much. Rob C, good morning. Who else is here? Ray, good morning. Mike Mazzone is on X. Ian, good morning. John White, Ortmanant, Alex Kaimata, Eddie Kane, Tubin Jar, good morning. Rudy Poo, good morning. Everyone, good morning. If I did not say good morning to you, please yell at me in the chat and I will make sure we get after it and I say good morning to you. Okay, community. Papa Wolf. Okay, there we go. All right, so we have our community after show done. That is set up in the Discord, so we'll go right in there after the show. Hello, Sunny. I see you over there. All right, guys, we have so much. Rich Poor said, thanks for bringing the updates. Of course, bruh. Of course. Joel says, is Bitcoin going to the moon? I fully believe that we are kind of in the bottom in terms of sentiment and wiping out who needs to get wiped out. Guys, every single time this happens, every few years, the top actors in the Bitcoin and crypto space, what you have to learn. You know what? I won't even go there yet. We're not even going to start ranting yet because we got to go into Bitcoin price. Then we will go into the maxi stuff. So I'm excited. I'm excited. Let's do it. All right. We have a mix of red and green in the markets today. Your usual gainers and losers here. Bitcoin, guys, you can see we're still treading along this line. Right before we were live, of course, we were over 65K. And within the last hour or so, or however long I've been staring at this computer, which has been like 4 hours at this point, we have dipped. Our high for today's candles around 65.3. We're almost down $1,000 from there. We were down 0.62%. 2% as of this very moment. We're looking at 60K bearish, 67.6 bullish. Also, looking at the momentum, we are moving on up here. Although the money flow is remaining stagnant, actually dipping a tiny little bit, we are still green, which I will take what we can get here. VWAP is slowly falling. We are still technically bullish, but if we go below that zero line, we might be testing around that 62K mark. Over here at the RSI, we are still technically bullish, but we are taking a dip. Again, that's fine. I think after all the maximalism craziness, we should be cleaning up shop here. How have I been staring at the computer for 4 hours, but the stream just started? Well, I'm researching at like 6 a.m. As soon as my eyes are like able to like read and scan, I am already like, I'm in the Discord by like 6:30 every morning too. So you already know we get after it on this podcast. You guys know there's hours and hours of research that goes into the show every single day. Every single day the grind is here. And then over the weekend, I'm like, what am I putting in the show? And today, honestly, it was really hard to decide like how we were going to go about this, but I wanted to give you the hottest topics. And so, yeah, Rich Poor is like, I didn't know that. Yeah, dude, like we can't just come on this podcast and spew BS. Like that's just not how it works. And I kind of take like the trad journalism route where you got to do research, you got to lay out the show, you have to have a sequence here. Okay, so we're going to start off with breaking news. We're going to go into Bitcoin ETF inflows. We're going to go into Clarity. We're going to go into BIP 110. We're going to go into the Lightning Network hack. Ooh, oh, this is getting spicy. Breaking news, let's do it. Everybody, what is going on? Smash a like and share this out because the tea is piping hot. We're going to start off with Bitcoin ETFs first because this was a major inflow and I'm sure people were like, wow, inflows, shmeflows. Like everyone is just so like, wow, Bitcoin ETFs. I do not think this impacts the market whatsoever, but the psychological warfare of the headline says Bitcoin ETFs have inflows. That means institutions are good. And if institutions are good, everyone should be good. Don't believe that statement. However, there is over $853 million of inflows into ETFs. Of course, IBIT, the BlackRock ETF, is claiming the most out of that. Sorry, guys. My allergies have been so bad the last few days. I've been like a little bit of a mess. I apologize. The rain in Tampa just spews up all that pollen and it just wrecks me. Bitcoin ETFs pulled in $853.54 million in net inflows for the week ended August 7th, the largest weekly total since mid-April, according to So Value. BlackRock's IBIT accounted for the bulk, attracting $693 million on its own. And apparently, again, it says, as every article does, the surge in inflows offers a tentative sign that institutions are dipping back in after the heavy selling earlier this year. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. We do have some data coming in this week, so I will keep you posted on whatever the trad bros say. We also have Clarity Hacked, Clarity frickin' Schmerity, guys. Hello, Joel. Thank you for the jewels over there. Guys, we have a lot going on with Clarity Schmerity. It doesn't look like it's passing. The boomers had to go touch grass. Recess is on. They had to go play at the park or something and not pass Clarity. Friday, August 7th, was their deadline to pass Clarity Schmerity. And of course, you had the haters go on social media. Of course, Clarity wasn't going to pass because crypto is garbage. No, it didn't pass because the bill straight up wasn't ready and there was too much here and there on Capitol Hill yipping yapping and no one could get on the same page. And because of that, it shouldn't have passed. And people were saying it should pass anyway. No, the bill was not ready. And I stood by that since day one. Now, they are maybe going to give it a chance next month, but I do stand with the fact that if they do not clear up ethics and if it's not rules for thee and not for me, like it should be changed, okay? We do not have clear ethics rules. And again, if they're going to put ethics on Donnie T, we should do insider trading in Congress with stocks in the ethics as well. And that should be a separate bill from Clarity. Separate. Ethics, no running projects if you're the president or whatever, which is a decent point. But if we're going to say, oh, you can't make money, also people in Congress should not make money off of stocks. We should have a whole different bill on that. My opinion, no one has to listen to that. However, The Senate is finally leaping into the first procedural votes on clarity after leadership moved early Saturday to start the official plan. Don't know about this. We'll see. But the key advance announced after a marathon overnight voting session comes after the bill has missed its window to get a vote before the Senate's summer break, leaving it in a long shot position to get approval in September. Again, they got to go touch grass. Through the Clarity Act's, though their Clarity Act's chances are hanging by a thread, it would likely have been declared dead for 2026 without at least this first important movement. Again, they're just trying to give hopium here. We, the undersigned senators, hereby move to bring to a closed debate on the motion to proceed to calendar number 423, House Resolution 3633, an act to provide for a system of regulation of the offer and sale of digital commodities by the SEC and the CFTC, and so forth, and for other purposes. Blah, blah, blah. The legislation now gets into a crowded line to move through an arcane Senate procedure known as cloture. And this involves a number of steps and waiting periods before a disputed piece of legislation can reach a final vote. Clarity joins a number of the other unfinished bills heading toward a 3-week window of the Senate floor time in September, the final period before Congress leaves Washington and lawmakers devote their attention to November midterm elections. So basically, Clarity Schmarity has slim to no chance of getting passed. And this is the requirements that they would need at least 10 Senate Dems if it's going to clear the 60 vote threshold needed to pass it. And so far, that support has been in doubt as the Dems have been most involved in trying to advance the legislation, have dug in their heels over their ban against senior government officials, including Donnie T, backing crypto projects. Again, if we're going to do that, again, the ethics should be a whole different bill. And so this is just political warfare. So as of right now, we might have a shot of clarity in September. If not, then we're pretty much cooked until maybe 2027 or the end of 2027. I would say 2027. Chris is correct in chat. He says the rest of the world would move on with regulation. I wholeheartedly believe that. The US is moving way too slow. I do not think we are going to get clarity. And even like, it's not even real clarity. It's just the bank's own propaganda forced into a bill. And the whole, oh, you can't have yield on stablecoins is completely garbage when literally we had an article last week about how the banks are offering yield on crypto staking through the banks themselves. So again, it goes back to rules for thee, not for me. And I do not agree with that whatsoever. And I think if we're going to play fair, let's play fair. Everyone should offer these financial incentives and the banks can join us. And if not, they will be left behind. And it seems as though they will be left behind pretty awfully. And so they should continue to support crypto market structure that benefits all parties, because eventually it'll benefit the banks as well. Because then if clarity passes in the right way, more crypto businesses open, obviously they're going to need banking. Oh, banks will make money anyways, but they're playing the greedy game, and the greedy game never ends up well. So that is the update on clarity. Now we're going to go to BIP 110. Now, BIP 110 was basically like a soft fork of Bitcoin, and they were trying to like integrate the fact that, oh, we don't want spam. They clarified, or they tried to say these like Bitcoin maxis that inscriptions were spam on the blockchain. And inscriptions are basically like NFTs, to put it simply, like art on the blockchain or messages on the blockchain, which I think is completely garbage of a narrative. And I said that from day one, it was a waste of time, simply because the simple fact of like Satoshi illustrated within the first block, the Genesis block of Bitcoin, that he even inscribed his own message on the blockchain. And that was Chancellor on the brink for second bailout for banks. That was a headline from the Times, basically letting us know why Bitcoin was created, which was because the banks are failing and Bitcoin is needed for money, digital money that no one can take from you, that you own, and so on and so forth. So the Bitcoin maxis that were trying to propagate BIP 110, they failed miserably. And I'm very happy about it, because I think that this was just... this was an epic fail by the Bitcoin maxis. And you can see that the Bitcoin maxi propaganda is absolutely falling apart at the seams. And I told you from the get-go. I've always been transparent on this show. The fact that Bitcoin maxis, majority of them are not maximalists. Majority of them are not. But they say it on social media because that's their branding. And their branding is, it was a grift. It was a grift. The BIP 110 thing was an absolute grift, in my opinion. And they barely had any miner support. And so I need to show this to you guys. It's so important that you guys know what's going on here. And I don't want to call out any particular people, but you can see on X who was propagating BIP 110. And then they came out and said, you know what? It was a nice try. We did our best here. That is crazy. That's a crazy statement. Between Cold Card, BIP 110, and the next thing I'm going to show you with this Lightning project, the Bitcoin Maxi grift is over. And the Bitcoin Maxi war is done. They have lost miserably. And it's not something that I even wanted to happen. I was like, man, like, why do they got to do that? Why was there division? What's the tribalism coming from? It's always division. We see that in politics. We see that here in crypto, that they try to divide people and have us set up into tribes. The tribes do not work. When one wins, we all win. Bitcoin, leave it alone. It was designed the way it was for a reason. And for people to go and change it, they're not fundamentally Bitcoiners then. My opinion only. Take a look. A Bitcoin miner chose not to back BIP 110 on Sunday using a tool from its own mining pool that let it decide what went into the block rather than leaving that to the pool. Simple Mining said it produced block 961-634 on the main chain 2 blocks past the point where BIP 110 supporters broke away. And it says, hash rate is a vote you can't fake, and we decided the proposal wasn't worth following. Is because according to my research, there was only about 2% miner support. And in order for anything to be changed with Bitcoin, there's a consensus mechanism, proof of work, meaning like basically all of the network has to agree like, hey, this is a consensus. All of us came to an agreement that this change has to be made. This proves that the fundamentalists are still here and that this small group, and I said this with Cold Card, there's a small group of people, but they're very loud. That's why you hear them the most. And again, it goes to show that the small group of people did not make the right decision, and a lot of people disagreed. So again, the BIP 110 fork only mined 2 blocks and stopped. 2 blocks. Someone on TikTok is laughing about it. It's true. I laughed about it too. I knew it was gonna fail from the beginning, and I never supported it. I never supported it. But I didn't have to yell about it because I knew this was gonna happen. A new minority chain created when BIP 110 supporters split from Bitcoin on Saturday produced just 2 blocks, roughly 8 hours after going live, with no sign that any miner intended to keep it moving. Around 6 a.m. UTC, again at block 961-633, while main Bitcoin chain had reached block 961-681 per the BIP 110 situation monitor. The fork happened at block 961-632 when computers running BIP 110 began rejecting any block that did not signal support for the proposal. A block is a batch of transactions basically added to Bitcoin's ledger roughly every 10 minutes, which we have gone over what is in a Bitcoin block via Blockchain Academy. So basically, it was a move to stop people from storing NFTs, basically images, text, and other non-financial data inside Bitcoin transactions for a year. And the Bitcoin maxis said, oh, this is what's going to save Bitcoin because it's going to remove spam. No, you're taking away from Bitcoin's intentional design of free speech. And inscriptions is part of free speech. Satoshi Nakamoto himself illustrated that in the Genesis block. For anybody to go and try to change that is wild and grifting. And I would love to know what... So Golden said he didn't even know BIP 110 was even a thing. Yeah, because it was just one small group of people that tried to change Bitcoin, and it was a grift. And they go on Twitter, they're like, oh, LOL, it just didn't work out. Sorry, it didn't work out. So again, it's a small group of people that were very loud. Only 2 blocks. 2 blocks for BIP 110. That's crazy. Oh my gosh, like it's working perfectly. Bitcoin is perfect right now. Perfect. And everyone going to try to change it is it's a grift. It's bad. And again, a lot of people got exposed in the past week between Cold Card, and the people that promoted it, the people that backed it relentlessly and said, you're a sheesh coiner if you're not Bitcoin only. You're a sheesh coiner if you're using a wallet that supports other coins and not Bitcoin only, because Cold Card is number one. And the lack of apologies is appalling. And still the OGs won. Trezor is still winning, right? Trezor is running 20% off. Go to Trezor.io. Go grab your Trezor, because Cold Card took Trezor's code, changed it, put their own little shenanigans in there that they knew was vulnerable, that they knew was a mess, and they still did it. And if you were saying anything opposing it, oh, you're just an anti-Bitcoiner. No. The Bitcoin maxi is over. And especially because there was a Bitcoin Lightning server infiltration over the weekend, and it used Bitcoin Pay. I'm going to outline somebody that literally relentlessly came after me. Relentlessly. And again, I'm stating facts here. Look at this. Before I even say anything about the individual, we're going to discuss this. And Golden, as someone that is technically sound, I would love your opinion on this. So there was another Bitcoin infrastructure exploit with Lightning. I've always felt that Lightning was a little too centralized, and the people behind some of these projects were a little bit shady. And look at this, Bitcoin Pay goes down. So basically, it hit people that use Bitcoin Pay via Lightning Network. So this is, again, Lightning Network is too centralized. I said it from day one, and that's why Litecoin is so important. And that's why someone from this very project attacked me for Litecoin. Listen to this. So, attackers drained Lightning nodes running behind BTC Pay server late on Friday after exploiting a critical vulnerability that exposed the credentials protecting them. Bitcoin Pay confirmed funds were stolen and told anyone running LND, the most widely used software for operating Lightning, to update immediately to version 2.42 or to take the server offline. They didn't disclose how many users were hit or how much Bitcoin was taken. Oh, isn't that interesting, bro? Isn't that interesting, bro? This guy, Zach, bro, I love Zach from Foundation. He has been going ham on these Bitcoin maxis. Ham! And he is, I should probably have him on the show. He is spitting everything. Facts. I'm his biggest fan right now. He said that the attackers drained the company's Bitcoin Pay Lightning node overnight, closing its channels and sweeping the funds. Its Bitcoin Pay on-chain hot wallet was untouched. So, basically, Citadel 21, the Bitcoin publication run by pseudonymous commentator HODLNOT, also reported that its Lightning node had been swept, though it said little money was held there. Take what HODLNOT says with a big grain of salt. So basically, Bitcoin Pay credited Red Team members for saying that they disclosed the issue and they were helping analyze it. Oh, really? Oh, freaking really? And on Friday, they said from their actual account on X, they were like, oh, bro, yo, look, there's a critical vulnerability currently being exploited on our server. Would you look at that? How interesting. Now, I'm going to point out on their X, they've just been retweeting people doing pretty much nothing here. Let me show you something. This is their X. Let's do a little click here. You see this guy laying here? He goes by Uncle. Let me tell you about Uncle really quick. Let me tell you about him. And I hope he's watching this. Hello, Mr. Uncle. What up, bro? Because that guy comes out to me. I've had witnesses, I think even maybe Golden witnessed him coming up to me at 2 Bitcoin conferences ago. So basically, this guy, Uncle, claims he's Jack Mallers' uncle or somewhat very close to Jack Mallers, who also gives no credit to Charlie Lee for helping Strike. Strike would not be here really without Charlie Lee. Let's throw that out here right now. Secondly, this man, Uncle, comes up to me at Bitcoin conference every year and says, oh, Randy, why are you still supporting Litecoin? Oh, really, Randy? Really, Randy, you're supporting Litecoin? Can't believe you. How rich. And I would have like these in-depth arguments with this man with the mask on at Bitcoin conference, multiple Bitcoin conferences. whether that was Nashville or the two in Vegas. And he was like attacking me over Litecoin. I said, Litecoin has never had any problems. Litecoin is actually the better Lightning because you don't need Lightning on Litecoin because it's already fast and efficient and cheap. And I said that Bitcoin maximalism, and I told a lot of people this in Vegas, I said Bitcoin maximalism has less than 1 year left, mark my words. And I actually told you guys when I came back from Bitcoin conference, I told the maxis that. I told the maxis, they have less than 1 year left. Did I know any of this was going to happen? No. But my discernment told me that. And this uncle guy relentlessly attacking me over Litecoin now comes full circle as little uncle had his Lightning nodes exploited. Would that have happened if he just stuck to Litecoin? If he just used Litecoin? If everybody just used Litecoin instead of bashing Charlie Lee? You now see, right, very clearly, and I just have to state this, I hope you guys see this with the clearest eyes, that the reason why they relentlessly attack Charlie Lee and how they take what he says out of context is because the maxis knew they were wrong from day one. And now you see it through Cold Card, you see it through BIP 110, and now you see it through Mr. Uncle and his Lightning project. The Bitcoin maxi war is over. You guys lost, and you weren't battling anybody but yourselves. Hope you know that. Hope you know that. Just had to say my piece on it. Had to say my piece because this guy relentlessly came up to me, vulgar, like literally always coming up to me at Bitcoin conferences to yell at me, and over Litecoin. And you see where this has ended up. You see where this is ending up. So I hope Uncle's watching because he sure loves to watch my stuff and he sure loves to comment on it when he sees me. I can't wait to see him next time. We'll see if he shows his face at Nashville. We'll see if he shows his face in Nashville next year. And we'll see what the wise words we have to say to each other. And I find it just very interesting. Very interesting. Where's Golden? The only reason they want to use the Bitcoin blockchain is because Bitcoin is king and everyone watches Bitcoin. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. But yeah, Bitcoin is fine. Nothing is happening to Bitcoin. It's doing everything it's supposed to do. And yeah. Someone said that's pretty savage. You lost and you were only battling yourselves. It's true. It's absolutely true. And I've been saying it for a long time. And a lot of these maxis shut me out. And I go to conferences and they yell at me. And they're like, oh, you should be Miss Teen Bitcoin. You should be Miss Bitcoin. You should ditch crypto. Even people told me if you want to be in the rooms you want to be in, you have to be a maximalist. See how that ended up? You see who's winning? You see who's winning? And it's not even about who's winning because it's about the majority, what the freaking space is about. So yeah, it's just wild. Golden, what exactly are you referencing? Can you text me? Because I see that you said BIP 110 wasn't going to work, and that you didn't even know about it. And then that they wanted to use Bitcoin because everyone watches Bitcoin. That's all I saw. I'm sorry. If you could copy and paste what you said, that'd be great. But yeah, that's basically the maxi grift is over. Bitcoin maximalist is clipped. And I'm so excited that there's going to be a major rebrand. You'll see that through Bitcoin conference. You'll see that everywhere. And I'm so excited to go to Bitcoin Asia and discuss a lot of what happened with BIP 110 with a lot of crypto people, because there's a lot of crypto people at Bitcoin conference. And you've been seeing that over the past few years that they've been pivoting. And I'm happy to see it. I'm so happy to see it. And I'm happy to be in Bitcoin Asia doing a Bitcoin 101 because now we get to really like open up the doors and we get to infiltrate. We're infiltrating the system, everyone, guys. We're infiltrating. And so I'm so excited. I'm so excited to be a part of the change. I'm so excited that and this is what I wanted to say before, we have stayed on a road, guys. Because you see the people, the top actors in the space that everyone says, look at what this person said. We have to use their word as gospel. Oh, but this group, this small group that's so loud, we just have to concede to them. No, because when you're in this space, I've known about Bitcoin for 10 years. I've been doing social media for crypto for over 6.5 years now. What I've learned and what I've seen and what I have experienced is that if you stay on the right road, you work with the right people, you stick to your conviction, you do what is fundamentally right for this space, we will keep going. It's a narrow road. And I've seen people rush, and concede what they believe in to please other people. And you know what happens then? They crash, they burn, and then they damage their career. For what? It wasn't worth it, man. And then to bash other people in the process because you have to suppress people to bring yourself up, that's not the way to do it. It's not. I always said that if one wins, we all win. Why do we have to push one thing? Why can't we just work together? That's how we win. That's how we win. And I stand on business, bro. I stand on business. That's it. That's it. And I'm so happy I stuck to my thoughts. I'm so happy that I didn't let people pressure me. I'm so happy I didn't sell out. I'm so happy that I'm still taking the slow and narrow road. It's a slow and narrow road because not everyone can handle it. Not everyone can face the pressure. I've been at the bottom so many times because people have pushed me there. And people are still trying to push me and report the channel. Try to take us out, y'all. They can't do it. They can't take us out. Why? Because we are going on the righteous path. And I don't care what obstacles I have to go through. I don't care what mountains I have to climb to do what's best for you guys. Because I care about you. I care about this space as a whole. And there's no way I'm going to concede to the madness. No freaking way. No way. And so we are going to keep going. We are strong. We are never going to stop. And I am bullish on that. I am bullish on truth. I'm bullish on conviction. And I am bullish on community. Not tribalism, community. Everyone sticks together. Thank God. I just thank God for the endurance. I just thank God that we can still have this channel. We can stick together despite the fact that people tried to push us out. But instead they pushed themselves out. And it's sad. I really wish it didn't have to happen this way. What goes around comes around, man. And it's just like watching this for years was hard. Watching it for years is hard. And so now we see a lot of things coming full circle. So stick to the fundamentals over the pumpamentals. If one wins, we all win. If one wins, we all win. And I believe that with my whole freaking chest. Whole chest. And so just wanted to say that piece. Also, people are freaking out over Sailor this morning. He sold 1,690 Bitcoin worth $108 million because he increased his USD reserves and repurchased some of Stretch. And so Sailor's trying to keep Stretch afloat and Strategy afloat. I think they'll be fine. But again, I'm not behind the scenes. We don't know that for sure. But I think Sailor would even say that Bitcoin and the whole community does not rely on him and him only. But yeah, we're getting after it. Guys, we will never stop telling the truth. We will never stop telling the truth. And I'm so bullish on that. Also, shout out to Black Hat for creating these commemorative, these limited edition collectibles. So please go and support Black Hat and the mods by going and clicking that link in the live chat. And it comes with an exclusive QR code. They're numbered, and there's an exclusive video for each of the two versions. But yeah, I just wanted to say that it's really sad. I wish no one had to go down in the fire. And I just wish the best for the Bitcoin maxis. This is not a time to sheesh on them, but it's more the time to be like, hey, like this is like it's over, and we have to rebuild and recoup. And I hope that people could recoup from what has happened, whether it was the Lightning Mr. Uncle, whether it was Cold Card, or BIP 110, and the people that tried to change what we were essentially building here and what we are going to continue to build. You cannot stop what's already happening. What's going to happen has already been done. Read Ecclesiastes, y'all. Like, it's crazy. Golden, why am I not seeing your comments? I'm not even seeing your comments. I think YouTube is not showing me your stuff. Let me see if I could go to live chat. Hold on. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't know. Is there a reason I'm not seeing his comment? Because it's actually deleting a lot of the chat. I don't see majority of the chat. So I'm very sorry, Golden. Let me check my phone. Yeah, I don't see anything. Darn. Everyone spam golden emojis. Thank you, Golden, for popping out today. But yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, Golden. I'm not seeing any of your comments. This is really bothering me, actually. I don't see a lot of the comments I saw before, matter of fact. But if you have not yet, please smash the like, subscribe, and share this out with friends. This was a very intense episode. He said the only reason they want to use the Bitcoin blockchain is because Bitcoin is king and everyone watches Bitcoin. Yeah, I mean, it's true. And they want to tear apart the fundamentals of the space. And there's a lot of insider stuff going on. A lot of insider stuff, a lot of insider hate. Yeah, that might be it. But yeah, I agree with what he said. I agree with what they said. They're just trying to change what the king is. But you cannot wipe out the king. You cannot take out the king. Bitcoin is too big to stop. It's too big to change. Nobody wants the BIP 110. Nobody wants the grift. Everyone will make it. We will make it. And I'm telling you right now, this is like the wipeout. We needed this clean out. This is amazing that we're having this clean out. You have to look at the bright side. It's better that this happened now rather than later. Bitcoin is king. Bitcoin will always survive. Litecoin is there to back Bitcoin, not take away from it. They work together, not separate. And I posted that yesterday, and I didn't get the maxi bots attacking me because they know that we're correct at this point, bro. They know that we're right. Bitcoin and Litecoin are the perfect pair. It's sound money for the digital age. Sound money for the digital age. Whether you like it or not, that's the truth. That's the truth. And the people that yelled at me for it now are seeing what the reality is. So thank you guys so much. Let's continue to build, dude. Let's wipe out these freaking bad actors. Let's stick to the fundamentals over the pumpamentals. We will stick to what we know, which is that Bitcoin is the best performing asset of all time. It is the most sound money there will ever be besides the Litecoin. Bitcoin and Litecoin are together. You cannot separate them. They are the kings and queens of the space. And I'm so bullish to be backing the fullness of Bitcoin, the fullness of Litecoin. And with that, you can also check out the Litecoin Foundation YouTube channel because we are posting mad interviews on that channel. And I will never stop helping Litecoin, bro, because Litecoin is amazing. We have interviews from Charlie Lee, Alan, the managing director of Litecoin Foundation. We have a lot of backstage interviews that I'll be posting as well on there. So thank you guys so much. I'm so bullish on Bitcoin. I'm so bullish on this space. We are not going to stop. We're going to keep going. We're going to power through, and we will change the world using Bitcoin and crypto. Crypto too. Smash a like, share this out with friends, and comment what you think after. Also, we are going into a community after show right now, so please make sure you guys go into the Discord. Oh, okay. See, now I see Golden's comment. He says, his opinion is free speech is very important. That being said, if you want to upload files to the blockchain, use Filecoin. They have designed other blockchains tools to be better for the purpose. That is true. That is true. That is, I did not see that comment. That is true. I agree with him 100%. And yes, so of course there's Filecoin. There's a lot of different ones, but again, if people want to use something on Bitcoin, it's permissionless for a reason. It's permissionless. But I do agree with what he said. I do agree. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Golden. Bless your heart, and bless everybody in this chat. Stay blessed, stay humble, and no stress, y'all. We're going to make it. Smash a like, share this out. Go to Discord. We're going to go into the after show, and stay zesty. Mwah. Peace.